He's he's
I didn't
literally
even see you in the blankets. You're like buried alive.
I'm right there, and then he's right here. He's
He just wants to keep you warm. He just wants to keep you warm. Make sure that no one comes and messes with you while you're taking a nap.
right. Basically, why do dogs do that?
Yeah,
Going through
exactly.
going through certain scenarios that seem peculiar, and people probably have experienced themselves and just wondering like, why do they do that?
Yes, I have definitely experienced my dog Ina doing some of these things, so I am very excited to talk about them and hopefully hear from some of our viewers about if their dogs do them as well and why they think that might be
Mhm.
happening.
I'm pretty sure all dogs do these
Yeah,
do these
I
things.
think so too. I think so too.
Awesome. Okay, so why did they follow you? That one is a really good one. So that's a common one where if you guys have you ever heard the term Velcro dog? Do you know what that is?
Yes.
So, a Velcro dog, if you have had the privilege in life of experiencing this, it's a dog that has just, or an animal that has just bonded to you so closely, and they will follow you everywhere. They're like your living shadow. They'll go with you from room to room, and you're probably wondering, why is this animal doing this? What's so special about me, and what is this connection that we built? Well, that's exactly it. It's a connection that you guys have built. Funnily enough, I only have one dog that, out of my five dogs, I only have one that does that with me, and he's, I call him my little protector. With the exception that he's the biggest one in the pack, so he's
Exactly.
he's about 120 pounds. He's just massive, and oh gosh, let me find this picture. Just a super adorable picture, and um, when I'm sleeping on the couch, he'll come up and he'll crawl in between me. He'll try to sleep on top of me. At night, he sleeps on a couch that's set up right next to the bed, and he's on the bed because I'm sorry, he's on the couch because he's so big, and he puts his paw on me, and that's the only way he can sleep. But
That's so cute. I swear
he's
it's always the biggest dogs that think that they're like lap
yeah.
dogs or like like they just are little babies. They know that we see them as a little baby and so they just want to act like that.
I'm gonna add this picture right here, but I'll show it to you so you can see it. See that?
Oh,
So
he's
that's
so
me right
cute.
there, and then this is him.
I
He's literally
didn't even see you in the blankets. You're like buried alive.
I'm right there, and then he's right here. He's
He just wants to keep you warm. He just wants to keep you warm. Make sure that no one comes and messes with you while you're taking a nap.
right. Okay, so
You.
number two. Have you ever experienced or seen dogs that tilt their heads like this whenever you're talking? So they're like,
Mhm.
that's a bad impression of a dog, but I don't think they really do that.
I think
But
they do. In my head, that's how I picture it, so.
yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
funny.
so I mean, it is just the cutest thing, and for me, I take that as they're trying to understand. Like, there's something in your inflection that's a little bit different, right? Or you're saying a word that is indicating to them that I don't know, like it's something they should pay attention to. And so I feel like in their mind, it's like, what's going on? What do you want me to do? And they're trying to understand it. So
I
that's how I perceive it.
I agree. I think that it's kind of their way of like processing like tones and like familiar words. I mean dogs are smart creatures. We know that they can understand and learn, tricks. So I think sometimes them turning their head is their way of like processing what they're recognizing and if it's a word that's new or one that they already know. I also think maybe it helps them like kind of locate the sound a little better. Like I think maybe it's their like, kind of like figure getting a little closer to it, but I agree. I think that that is for sure something that they do to help them feel like they can hear with a little more clarity as they're doing it. Another one that my dog used to do would she would bring me a toy, but then she would never let me take it. And I was like, "Girl, why are you bringing this to me if you don't want me to take it and play with you? Like, what are you doing?" And I mean, I know that it was her version of playing. Like, she wanted to play tug of war, so I know that, that was her just doing that. But I would always look at her like, why would you just drop it so that I can throw your ball? Like, why are you making me like play this game of tug of war with you? I'm like, your teeth are sharp. This is not going to end well for me. This will end well for you regardless.
Yeah, and I mean it's like a show and tell, you know? I think they wanna show it to you because they trust you, but they also don't want you to take it. So
That's fair. That's so fair.
too funny. All right. Give us another one, Allie.
Ooh, another one is why do dogs kick after they poop? Which honestly, I had kind of thought this one. I figured it was originally so that they could like cover it up. I used to think that I was like, oh, my dog's just trying to dig so that it's like covered and it's not like out in the open. But it's actually, I think, more so because they're spreading like their scent as they do it. And it's like another means of marking their territory, like showing like I was here. Like don't come into my spot. Don't come into my space.
That's interesting. You know, I've read, I mean, yeah, you go online and you read all these different theories. Who knows what's right or what's wrong, right? But we're not that guy, Caesar Milan, the dog expert.
Yeah, I don't know what they're saying.
I once read that the reason why dogs do that is because um, it, it shows like their dominance. It
Ah.
shows their dominance, and it's kind of like it's not essentially kind of like them marking their territory. And
Mhm.
so after they poop, they do like a little because one of my dogs does that, but only one. And he kind of just like he kind of gruffs a little bit, and then he starts kicking, and it's an aggressive back kick. Like I remember once, kid you not, I was trying to pick up the poop. I went behind him, and he kicked, and the dirt like flew in my face. And I'm like, ah! So, yeah, it happens. Especially with the big dogs that like their paws are so big that they can get clumps of dirt.
That's correct. I'm just happy you didn't get like kicked in the face like by a like a horse style. You know what I mean? Like I'm surprised it didn't get. I'm
He was,
happy that.
yeah, he was further ahead. It was just I didn't think that his dirt kick would
Would
fly as
flinch.
far as it did. Yeah. So
Got
it happened.
distant. I mean, it happens.
All right. Well, I hope you guys learned something from that. I mean, we definitely did, or we found it entertaining at least. All right. So let's get into Behind the Brands. So, Behind the Brands for this week, super exciting. I wanted to give you guys an update on To the Rescue, what that partnership looks like. We are still building out that component. However, we have now, and I'm going to add the link here. I want you guys to join our Facebook page if you have not already. It's called To the Rescue by My Pet Pete. I'm going to start adding a lot of content that I've been doing on there, as well as on here too, but mainly on there. It's really going to be for animal welfare advocates, nonprofit organizations, fosters, rescuers, rescue groups. We've coined the term the rescueteers, and so we want you to be a rescueteer. You know, if you're someone who loves animals and if you're someone who wants to get involved, you are a rescueteer. So come join. I'd love for you guys to interact with me on there and kind of see what we're doing on that front. I've been talking to different animal organizations, animal welfare organizations, and when we partner, what we do is we try to give them a donation because My Pet Pete is really helping with all these animal welfare groups, right? And so we try to build a really mutually beneficial partnership where we can both we can both take away from that. And so yeah, just working little by little to make a difference in the community.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Denise. It's been so fun to get to like see it come to life as we've learned more about the rescues and we've learned more about all of these different organizations. And first of all, you are just also incredible at storytelling. I feel like I every time I watch one of your To the Rescue episodes, I am like so enthralled by just all of the things that happen. And as someone who prior didn't have that much knowledge about kind of the rescue space outside of what you would inherently know if you were going to adopt a dog or go to rescue one. It's been so, so fun and educational to get to like kind of learn the behind the scenes and to really understand what these rescues, have to go through and what they do in order to create a safe space for these animals. So it's been really awesome and it's been so fun to get to watch you, interview and do all the incredible things that you've been doing with that. So I'm excited.
Oh, thank you so much, Ali. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely been very enlightening for me too. What I tell people is, I'm not the expert. I don't know it all. And this is something that I tell people that we partner with. I don't know it all, but I want you to tell me about it so that, and tell me your story so that I can learn, so we can bring it back to the organization and share. We're not, I mean, I'm, as, as long, for as long as I've been in rescue and I've been involved, I'm not the expert. There's so many facets of the animal welfare world that we're continuously still learning. So this has been a great journey for all of us.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome.
Awesome. Well, all right. It's time. Allie, you ready?
Okay. Get
Okay.
myself.
Three, two, one.
Pigs.
Great. Okay. So, I just have such a powerful story that I want to share with my pet peed. And I want to share with you guys my testimonials, some before and after photos. I cannot for the life of me figure out how to share it with you. What's the best way to share my story with you?
I am so glad that you asked because we absolutely love getting, everyone's stories. We would not be able to be here if it weren't for pet owners and for pet parents and for, everyone who has a pet and has experienced that life with it. So please feel free to always, if you ever want to share your story, if you ever feel like you have something that can be highlighted or a great testimonial, please, please, please feel free to either leave it on our Facebook page, which you are more than welcome to do, or you can send it to me personally. I am hoping to eventually be able to start compiling and sharing some more of these stories on our social pages. So I would really, really love, for you guys to feel comfortable and feel like you're a part of the community. And, there may be something in your story that someone else can relate to, and it may, be really impactful. So just always remember the community wouldn't exist without you guys. So we love hearing your stories. Please do not ever hesitate to send them to me at Allie@mypetped.com. And we will make sure that it's either saved or highlighted in some capacity if we can. But we would love, love, love any stories you guys would love to share. We love to hear them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Allie. All right. So, this is a common question we get, but it's a good one. What are the ingredients in my pet peed?
That is fantastic. So my pet peed uses industrial grade hydrogen peroxide as its base, but then we also use it's like an industrial grade and percentage peroxide, and then we use oxidizers and stabilizers. So the oxidizers is what's kind of allowing the product as it goes through that process to turn it into oxygen and gas, lifting it from the area it's being treated. And then we use inerts and other stabilizers in our blend.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right, last question. So, I've sprayed my pet peed on the stain, and I cannot, for the life of me, understand why it still smells so bad. What's going on?
That's a great question. I want to first say that one of the reasons that may be is if you've only applied My Pet Peed once, that could be one of the reasons. My Pet Peed typically takes anywhere between, I'd say, 2 to 5 applications, give or take, depending on the severity of the stain. Some get very lucky and one does work and does do the trick, but if not, don't fret. It could take multiple. The other thing is, although the product itself is odorless, as My Pet Peed is working on your stain and odor, it is lifting that stain and odor back to the surface to be able to completely remove it from the area that you're treating. So it will smell worse before it gets better, but that's how you know it's working. It is simply just lifting out everything that it needs to make sure that it can return your carpet, your hardwood, your clothes, whatever it is that you're treating back to its original form, with no scent, no odor, and no stain.
Awesome. Well, that makes a lot more sense. Thank you so much, Allie.
Of course. Thank you, Cece.
All right, you guys. Well, it's that time again. We have to bid you adieu and say goodbye. We'll see you guys again next week, and I'm super excited for it. So it was a pleasure having you guys on the show.
Yeah, thank you guys again. We can't wait to talk to you next week, and it was great talking to you as always, Cece.
Bye.
Bye.